This is Shadmaster of Brain Video. Today we are doing what if Deku had the powers of Morphos. Now, if you never seen Max Steel, not like the real version of it, like the normal version of it, there's an animation version of it. It's really good though. They have this one village that has the ability to you can see in this GIF though, he's actually getting tentacles out of his body and connecting them to that person. Now he has the ability to copy powers though. And he can add stuff. So you can see in this one image as his toy, he actually has 2 powers on him. He can actually have multiple of 4 only. So he can't. So half and half. Half and half quirk. It's half fire and ice. He can gain that by just at least touching him, spelling out those 10 little things. Now, Morphos was made. So let's just say that Deku was born with Morphos powers. And he would change into that thing sooner or later. So Deku was born with, and he was born, and Deku would they would think that Deku has Inko's quirk because when he was born he gained Inko's quirk. They're saying, oh, did Deku gain somebody else's quirk? Let's say that nope, Inko's just a regular life. All for one's not Deku's son at all. And Deku actually only has the power of Inko because he hasn't touched anyone else. When Bakugo gets his quirk though, he says that, hey Deku, that your quirk is really weak though, and he said, I know and stuff. And well, they're actually high five though. And when Deku does high five his he actually tries to get his hand off, but there's a tentacle on Bakugo's hand. And he says, get that thing off of me. I said, I can't though. And then he actually blows it off him. And well, Deku's the tentacle thing. Now, if you did not know about Morphos, any of his limbs that get cut off immediately would just regenerate. That's not even a power, it just immediately regenerates. And the arm that's falling on the ground would just turn to dust. So then Deku would Bakugo would show everyone how Deku would say that, well, that was weird though. He says, yeah, you think? So then they were gonna have a contest. So Deku would float some objects in the air and Bakugo would explode them. And then Deku would float the thing in the air and he'd move in the air, pushing it in the air. But guess what? Explosions came out of Deku's hands. And he said, whoa, you have an explosion quirk too? And he said, I didn't know that. And there, Inko sees this and says, Deku, we have to go to the doctor. And he says, okay. So they check to see his quirk again. And he actually has 2 quirks. He has morphosis, or this type of quirk that allows him to copy quirks with potential. And the first thing that's with them is actually has the powers of turning things into water by changing the molecules of it. And well, he asks him to how he activates his quirk. So then he actually just shows him that he has the explosion quirk and the gravity quirk. And well, he actually he says that high five Bakugo, one of my friends Bakugo, and I gained his quirk and he still has his. So then he actually shows him, so he high fives Deku, and the tentacle things are latching on to his hand, but it's not stronger. So it's stuck in there for a while and then it gets off. And now the guy can Deku actually turns he can shoot water out of his hand now. And he says that's so cool, but when he uses the water ability, his hand actually water's actually floating off of it though. And when he's using explosion quirk, it feels like his skin's really rough though, heat. And really hot though, no homo. And they just say it's called morphos, and they tell him it's a really rare quirk, only a few kids have it. And those kids actually don't, they died though or something because people continue to hunting them down. And well, Deku tells Bakugo this, and he says he has the ability to copy quirks though. And I can actually use them twice though. He can use them all 4, but when I told you, 4 times only. And we gain whatever helping the quirk do it. So Ida's engines, immediately engines would come off him though. He could switch to his normal legs and switch to Ida's engines. And when he does that though, little blue parts of him would look like they're ripping off though. So that. So then Deku, they see this kid getting bullied by Bakugo, and Bakugo Deku would say stop bullying him though, and then this guy with wings, he would try to go after Deku. Well, Bakugo didn't tell him what his quirk is yet, and Deku would immediately like make the latch thing to copy his quirk to make wings. So now he has wings, and he says try again. And I think there was another kid though. I can't remember the other kid's quirk, but I think he didn't have quirk at all or something. And Bakugo tells him that he has the ability to copy quirks. And he uses a water quirk, explosion quirk, and the wing quirk. So it's called the 3-quirk combo. And villains actually look at kids when they have their quirks though. And this villain was looking at the kid's quirk though, and this guy was actually working for One For All. And you're saying, no, Deku's not going to turn evil in this what if, but next what if, he will turn evil. And I will make it so dark that even the great, not even the shadows of number 90, not even the black mist can understand it. Not even alien skin color can understand it. Stop racial profiling everything, Marvin. Okay. Sorry. And let's say Deku gets up to, Says in middle school, and he mostly has copied a lot of people's quirks though. So like he now can take his eyes out of his socket though. He has Bakugo's quirk. A lot of quirks though in his class, but he didn't copy everyone's in his quirk. Let's just say he only copied the guys with the eyes quirk or something. He didn't copy anyone's quirk in his class because he thought all those quirks would be lame. So technically he can have like 5 quirks into him at once, using them all 5. But they would, like, overload him or, like, do something. See? Morphos, Tongzo, Helmet, Mess Red. Yeah, that'll be really weird. So, Deku, let's say, the teacher said that, everyone said, oh, you want to be heroes, and then he looks over everybody, and Deku does have these blue things coming off his legs. Because when he was growing up, though, those blue things continues coming out, and they would say, well, those things would be connected with you for, like, because those things would be, like, they're telling them Deku would, learn that those blue things are actually, like, they're things, like, switching between your powers. So, like, the blue things would actually, like, change your leg into something, like, say, Bakugo's explosions. Well, he would gain, like, the heat off the explosions and everything else. And the water quirk would actually turn his arm into water, but, like, there will be, like, a bit of that blue stuff left. And when his arm does get cut off, it turns like normal, and then he regenerates and all that stuff. It's like the ultimate being. He can't be DNA scanned yet. He can't do anything, mostly. And the teacher looks at Deku, and the teacher really didn't like Deku because how he looked. This teacher is racist and stuff. And he actually has everyone's, like, documents of all their quirks, though. And beside Deku's, it would have an arrow, and then they'll see how many quirks he has so far. And just say explosion, water, gravity, and that's it. Floating quirk, and that's it. And let's say that he raises his hand, he can go, and then everyone's not questioning him because, like, everyone knows that kid can just copy somebody's quirk and beat the shit out of you. So nobody laughs at him, though. And he gets out of the class, though. Bakugo's not. He did bully him by blowing up his notebook. And, Bakugo's explosions are stronger now. So let's say that Morpho's abilities are 10 times stronger. So when he was, around here, he can actually, like, his explosion would be the size of, Bakugo's gauntlets when he pulled one of them. And he still has that wing quirk, so it actually, like, grow his wings, though. So Deku's actually, like, Deku will be walking home, and the sludge villain tries to attack him. Now, Deku, I don't even know how Deku would actually copy it. Like, the things on him would actually, like, evolve until, like, they would just taste a little bit of the, ink the sludge spit it out, and then gain his abilities. And he can, like, have that many or more. And Deku actually, like, copies the sludge villain's quirk. And he turns part of his legs into sludge, and he actually, like, makes a sludge shield. Actually, a sludge shield off of his arm, though. And he said, how do you copy my quirk, kid? And he starts laughing and say, well, you can call me a lot of things, though. And he actually, let's say that, let's just say Deku actually has a cousin that passed away a few days ago, and I mean a few weeks ago though, or months or years ago, and he had like a power of like a destructive disc, like a chainsaw, like the spinning chainsaw on his arm, because it'll be like a mutation quirk. And he can pick stuff up because his hand would still be there. It's just like a big chainsaw thing. And he would just pull it out, though. And he would actually, like, it's like a yo-yo, so you can, like, do cool tricks with it. And he would, like, cut the sledge villain in a lot of pieces. And All Might's there. And he sees Deku. So he would see Deku fighting the sledge villain. And All Might would immediately, like, punch the sledge villain on the wall. So, like, the sledge villain's, like, mostly everywhere, though. And he would say, hello, he would tell him, Deku would ask inside his notebook he does, and he looks through all the notes, and he says, geez, that kid does really details, though, and he asks what's his quirk, and he says, morphosis, and All Might has heard of this quirk, though, and he says, oh, really, and All Might thinks that, isn't that, like, really close to, All for One's quirk is really close to Deku's quirk, but like they have to do something similarity. Deku's quirk allows him to use it multiple times, so like no drawbacks at all. Say if your quirk has a drawback of acid, immediately that wouldn't be the problem. So Deku, All Might would ask how many quirks do you have, and he would show him the wing quirk, the disc quirk, the fire quirk, the sledge villain's quirk. He shows him the new quirk he acquired from the sledge villain. And All Might would try to punch it out. And the sledge shield would actually like change it to something like, the sledge shield would like thickify, like make it more like stronger though. And All Might says, wow, that's a strong shield though. And he says, which quirk do you got that from? And he says, the sledge villain. And he says, okay. And he says, wait, how did you even got that quirk anyway? Did you have to touch him or something? And he shows him the blue things coming out of his, like his arm though, and his mouth. And he says these things allow me to copy quirks though, and stuff. And well, Deku goes on his way, and he actually flies. He actually flies to his house though, and before he's flying though, he sees a big boom, and the sledge only got out though, and he's attacking Bakugo, and he sees a quirk. He sees a hero with a quirk of ice, and he touches them without them noticing. And he now has an ice quirk, so he shoots he actually freezes the sludge villain. Everyone's saying kid get out there though, and he touches the sludge villain, and the sludge villain actually like freezes up the part where Bakugo's like at, and Bakugo breaks out though, and he actually uses explosion quirk to destroy more of the sludge villain. And All Might sees it saying, dang, that kid's actually risking his life to save the other kid, though. And he buffs up and uses his plus ultra mode. He uses his Texas Smash or something. And the Sledgeman, is, everywhere now again. And the heroes are berating Deku for using his quirk, though. But when Deku does transform, though, he can actually, swap his heads with everyone he has got the quirks of. And, well, he turns back to his normal form, though, and everyone would see all those, incisions like this, or all these right here, and they would say, what's wrong with that kid anyway, and stuff. And Deku can't hear them because they're saying, mostly out loud, though, and All Might says that, this kid did a good job, though. He actually saved this kid to risk his life, though. And he says, you guys should not, berate him for all this stuff, though. And they say, yeah. And Deku just flies off, though. And Endeavor does watch, Endeavor knows about every single quirk ever, because he, hears about, new quirks that are in the world. And, Endeavor hears about this new quirk called morphosis. A quirk that's only been, out for, it's really rare in each generation. Sometimes it just skips, for, a long time. Until everyone forgets about the quirk and then it comes back. And, Endeavor hears about them and say, And he writes down who's this kid, where he lives. So he knows, everywhere So if some kid has like a really dangerous quirk, they would write it down and send it to Endeavor. Like every single hero we get, though, Endeavor we get, he said morphosis, interesting. And he gets home though, and his mom say, no wait, All Might would say that before he gets home, All Might would say that, can meet me at the beach over there at 5 a.m. sharp, and he said, yeah. So he flies home, his mom said, are you, and she hugs him and say, what happened, and he said, I saved Bakugo from the Sludgeville and stuff, and he shows him the 2 new quirks he got, and said, that's great, sweetie? I think she doesn't say that. I'm really scared now. And, he's a really good, clear version of him. And, well, Deku would, get there at 5 a.m. sharp, though, and he would see All Might there, and he says, they're just saying, well, Deku just can copy All Might's quirk. No, I'm not gonna do it like that. I'm not gonna say, well, Deku just can copy All Might's quirk, and All Might can keep his own original quirk. No, I ain't gonna do that, because that's bullshit. Only one person in this series can have one quirk, because I can just do it. And, if you guys want me to change it, I will, but then I'm gonna have to redo this whole entire episode, so, I do like doing sometimes redos, because I think it sounds stupid when I did it, or people, like, thinks it's good, but then I think it's stupid, and I don't feel good with myself like that. I'm demonetized. That's illegal. That's illegal. Be deported, please. Now, first thing, Deku gets there, and All Might would ask, how many quirks do you have? And he would say he has, let's just see, Sludge Villain, Bakugo's, and Hero's Ice Quirk, the Water Quirk he has, the Gravity Quirk, and I think he has more, I can't remember the rest, but I think that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. And he would say to, can you copy my quirk? And he would try, but then his tentacles would actually, like, turn red, and then, like, they would destroy themselves, though. And he says, afraid not, though. And he's saying, bummer. He says, why? And he tells him that old age and stuff, that his quirk, he got a serious fight. This is what is really cool. This is actually, if you guys did not know, this is the 4 element beasts combined. So water, earth, fire, and wind. There's no ice. I think that's water's ice, though, or some bullshit. So, Deku would say that sometime when somebody has a powerful quirk, that he can't copy, though. So, like, a really tier, like, a godly tier, like, All for One, All Might. A lot of people. Like, only a few people have that, though. And that he just tells them to pick up all that, rubble. And he knows, he uses, oh yeah, that disc quirk, though. So, like, he would just use that disc quirk, like, cut up all the metal, though, and, like, the disc quirk can, like, destroy metal or, like, absorb it. We're just adding that, because I just really want to make this really cool. So, it would suck up some of the metal, and then, like, destroy some of the metal, absorb it, and stuff like that. They finished 2/4 of the, beach, and All Might would tell him that, this is like a time skip now, so like 3 weeks later, All Might would tell him that we should get to the UA. And Deku actually flies there though, and he actually sees a guy getting an old person getting robbed though. And Deku actually goes down there though, and he actually gets his tentacle. And the guy who's robbing him has a quirk. And I really want to bring the element beasts into this. So let's just say that Deku gets one of the element beasts. So we're just gonna do. So let's just say he has because he already has water, so we're taking the water out. So let's say he has a wind quirk that can actually blow wind out of his like mouth. Really, yeah, blow wind. Sounds pretty tough, my guy, or a girl, or a man, or something. So Deku actually like absorbs his quirk though. And, like, copies the quirk, and then he actually, like, gets his tentacle thing and, like, wrap him up. And the tentacle can, like, if it's forced ripped off, then it, like, immediately disappear, but if Deku wants it to rip off, then it stays on. So he would, like, rip it up, though, and give the old lady back her purse, and she say thank you, and he said no problem. And he gets there, and the cops see that Deku's tentacle thing, and they would get him out of that tentacle thing and immediately disappear into ash, and then like disintegrate or something. It's like a nuclear power plant, just boom, just like immediately goes away. And now Deku gets there, and the thing gets started. So like they'll start running, and Deku uses his wing quirk, his saw quirk, some like multi-evolve his quirks though, and he's actually destroying. He's just flying around though, using the disses and the sludge to like create a cool yo-yo, and like call it the sludge disc. So like he throws the sludge, then he connects. He throws a disc. It connects with the sludge, and like he can move around like destructive disc. But like it's really, he really can't control it that good. But like it's controlled goodly. So he is destroying robots though, and they say the 0 point robot's coming, and he sees that thing, and he's so excited to destroy it that he actually makes like the Destructo Yo-Yo, or like, yeah, let's just call it the Destructo Yo-Yo, or the Ink Yo-Yo, and he throws like 2 of them because he has 2 hands, and he actually like rips them like they're like surrounding the sludge. The 0 Point robot's hand with sludge, and like he's actually making it so hard though that it actually like forces. It's like really harder than the metal off of the metal off of the 0 Point robot. So like its arms are actually like sagging down though. No homo, of course. And he hears Ochako like yelling though, and he sees that. And well, the 0 Point robot can't move that all though, and the sludge can go away really quickly. So under like a few minutes, like let's say 2 minutes though, he has that much time to save Ochako. So he flies it really fast though, and he uses the wind quirk to like make the sludge a lot harder. And he's getting the rubble off further, and he's like getting his tentacle to copy Ochako's quirk when he's saving her. And those tentacles can actually like pick up like an adult male that's like over like a lot of, I'm not trying to make fun of fat people, but he can pick up like a fat guy. Not trying to be fat. I meant not trying to be mean to fat people. And he actually grabs her though, and he's like absorbing her, like copying the quirk though. And she's like on the ground a little bit though, on the side of a building. And the arms of the sludge, the 0 Point robot are like almost like ripped off. And he's his ink yo-yos, and like actually slices the left pieces off of it. So now the arms of the robot are off, and he makes a joke for everyone to hear. He says, "You have been disarmed," and everyone's saying, "No, why, no?" And he says, "What, tough crowd?" And the 0 Point robot's head's like, he sees a flashing light in it, and he doesn't see a flashing light, but he says, "What better finish this?" So then he makes like a bigger disc though. Now let me tell you about the bigger discs. If the bigger the disc though, the stronger it is, but it's like more heavier. So he like takes like a lot of outfit to throw it to like actually like get chunked into like the 0 Point robot's head. So he throws like 2 more and 3, and then like the 4th one's the ending once he throws it. And like it actually cut off the 0 Point robot's head from like from the nose, and like slices it though, and he sees the core, and he says, "Better finish this." So then he makes like smaller ones to like jam the core from moving. Like, you know how like cores have to actually like some spin it to not like make it overheat. He makes that, and it blows up. And he's actually like all around everywhere, and he's saying, "Oh man, the kid's dead." And Bakugo says he's not though, and he tells the kid, "Stop faking around, Deku." And he like immediately like regenerates, like all of his pieces like immediately come back like a doll. And everyone's saying that's a cool quirk though. And some pieces of the 0 Point robot are actually falling though, and he's using the gravity quirk, so it's multiplied. So you just have to say 0 gravity, and immediately like a lot of things are floating in the air now. All that rubble that's like falling out of the air, and she's saying, "Wait, isn't that my quirk?" And he says, "Yeah, well, saying you that I did take your quirk out from this, I'm sorry." And she says no problem. And he makes the rubble like go down though and like into a pile. And like everyone's like still saying, man, why did that kid make that joke disarmed? Because I thought of it too, but it's hilarious as fuck. And you can make me laugh at anything. And Deku walks away, and Endeavor sees this, so then he jumps down there. He actually runs down there really fast when Deku's like almost leaving UA. And Endeavor said, "You did a reckless thing, kid," and he said, "I'm sorry." And Endeavor actually burns Deku's arm off though. And like he says, "Ouch, it hurts me." And like he's making it like so sarcastic. And he says, "Don't be sarcastic to me, boy." And he says, "What, you're gonna punch a kid though? How would that look into your reputation?" And some kids are actually looking at him though, and his arm immediately regenerates. And Deku actually copies Endeavor's quirk. And he says, "Thanks for the quirk, Endeavor." And he says, "What do you mean?" And he shows him the fire side of his arm. And his head, actually, he can make, like, any part of his body. So, like, seeing this photo, immediately his head's turned into, like, flames, though. And he says, "Thanks for the quirk, Endeavor." And he's flying now, and, like, everyone's saying half and half, like, Todoroki, or, like, it's half and half, I think, right? Todoroki-kun. Yes, Todoroki. And he'd say, "Man, my dad's fucked up." And he's saying that in his head because he knew what his dad was doing if he hears that, though. I don't know why Todoroki is a little bitch anyway, though. He only uses part of his body of power. He uses all of the percent. Like, if you're gonna stick a dick in a girl, you're gonna rape it, Susan. Don't go, Susan. Is it weird if you have, like, a lot of saggy meat off of your leg, though? Like, a big saggy meat piece of it? And, well, Deku goes home. He's sleeping because when he uses the distance, they actually took a lot of energy out of him. Like, a lot out of him, though. So he's sleeping for a few days, and then his mom wakes him up and says, "Deku, you got an envelope from the school." And he says, "Yeah," and he opens it, and he says, "Young Deku, young Midori, you got in UA, you have this much points," and he gets double because he fixes a mistake by all those rubble things were gonna fall on people, mostly on Chaku, and he actually saved her, and he gets double times the points. Like 100 points times that would be 200 points, and he got into UA. So I need to pee. I just need to go to the bathroom for 2 seconds, guys. Just gotta do something. My legs hurt. Sorry. And let's start this up. But like Deku says, "Yes, I'm in." He tells his mom he's in. And a few days go by, and he goes to UA. He actually falls, and Ochako saves him and says, "Saved by the exact same quirk I saved you with." And they start laughing a little bit, and she lets him go. Like, he falls a little bit, but like his ink saves him, like the slime saves him. And Ochako would ask, "How many quirks do you have anyway, though?" He would say his quirk is like a rare quirk, like really rare. And he would tell him it's called morphosis or something. It's like really hard to pronounce in their anime. And let's just do like each time when somebody says their quirk, I'm gonna do this. Quirk, morphosis. When you can change your body, you can copy anyone's quirk. And immediately your body parts turn into the quirk. Like so. Deku used the quirk as a fire quirk when he stole it from Endeavor from being a little bitch. I'm gonna actually do that now. So then, Ochako's quirk, gravity. She can pull anything, small items or bigger ones, to make everything gravity, like floating in space. Wow, I'm a meth. I'm gonna do something really fun with that. And they actually, like, walking, and they say, what class do you have anyway? And they say, I got class 1A. And she says, I got class 1A too. And they say, cool, we can go there together. And she's saying, not together like that way. And she said, yeah, like, not like that, though. And Deku actually goes, like, in front of her and stuff like that. Like, goes a little faster. And some people are saying, hey, aren't you that kid? Everyone sees Deku's, like, blue, here you go. That's good, actually, thing. Everyone sees his blue, pieces on him. This actually scares me. Imagine this in a horror movie in, like, real life. That shit would scare the fucking out of me. And fuck off, Susan. And Deku would actually say that, and Ida would say, kid, you need to stop using your quirk, though. He says, this isn't my quirk, though. He's not even using it. It's, like, part of him. So it's like, it's classified as a mutation transformation. They're just classified as a mutation because it's permanently on him forever. And Deku would just immediately rip off the part. You see right here? Where the blue parts are? He actually rips that off, though. Everyone's saying, he says, well, this thing would just regenerate, so then it does. And the piece that's on his hand, though, just immediately turned to dust, though. And Ida say, aren't you that kid that, like, destroyed the 0 Point robot? And he says, yeah. And he says, don't you have, like, multiple quirks? And everyone's saying, yeah, doesn't that kid have multiple quirks, though? And he says, no, I just have the one, but then the one can actually, like, copy our quirks, though. And he actually copied Ida when he shakes his hand, though. And now he has engine quirks, so, like, the engines wouldn't immediately pop up, but, like, when it does. So then Mr. Aizawa would say, are you gonna make, friends in class, so like that, and you can leave, and everyone sits down and says, it took you 8 seconds to get in this room and be quiet like a little dog fuckers. He would say some mean shit to them, but he's doing it words of encouragement. He would say, you guys are like dog fuckers that are fucking dogs, that are molesting kids, that are forcing kids to consent to the will. He wouldn't say consent or some bullshit. Like, he would say some bullshit. And he would say, get this on, you filthy mutts, though, and go outside. And would say, geez, that teacher's mean, though. And Mr. Aizawa heard that, and he knows what kid said that. He said, oh, I'm sorry. Am I gonna become a villain and then kill all of you kids, though? Huh? Do you want me to do that for my life, then? And the kid shuts the fuck up like a little bitch. And he said, that's what I thought, ho. He wouldn't say, that's what I thought. He wouldn't say, that's what I thought, ho, but he said, that's what I thought. And he's saying, well, then Bakugo goes first. He gets 700 meters, of course. Ochaga goes second, and he gets Affinity. I mean, she gets Affinity. And Mr. Aizawa asked Deku to use all of his quirks at once. And he would, so, like, the wings would pop up. He would use all of them, and Ida would see the engines popping up, and he said, wait, you copied my quirk, too? And he said, yep, because he told him that, oh, wait, I'm gonna say, quirk, Ida. I meant quirk, engine. Immediately putting mutation engines on your legs to boost you up. Like a car. I'm a living car. I classify myself as a human car. And, Deku would say that all of his quirks are, like, different. So then he, like, pulled out all of them. And he would throw the ball. And it would immediately go to Infinity by using Choco's quirk. Mixed with Bakugo's. And he would actually, like, use his Bakugo's quirk with the explosions to, like, make it go faster. And the Sledge villains. And Mr. Aizawa would immediately try to stop Deku's quirk from happening. But, like, he said, wait, why can't I not stop your quirk? And he says, oh, it's a weird thing, though. Nobody can technically stop this quirk. And Bakugo says, what the fuck's wrong with him, though? And he's getting really fucking jealous, so, like, he actually charges at Deku. And Mr. Aizawa stops him, and he says, Eraserhead. You immediately can erase any quirk, though, by even looking at you. But when he blinks, the effects are off. It gives him serious dry eye like a little Nomu. Deku. Sorry, that's hilarious to me. I actually love that about My Hero Academia, mostly. And Deku, says that he has mostly Bakugo's quirk, and Mr. Aizawa actually gives Deku a high five, and, like, the things would touch him, though, and then, like, Mr. Aizawa would pull off his hand, and the thing still is like on him. And he tells Deku to get those things off him. He says they really don't want to touch anyone. They just immediately stop when they want to. And then it stops. So then the things go back into Deku. And like his hands turn back to normal. And he still has all those marks though. And, well, everyone goes next. And Minet's actual quirk could work with upgrading it. Because Minet's quirk can actually like stick with our quirks. Like the disses plus his quirk of stickiness would make cool, because they would call it sticky ball of dis death or something like that. So then now they're having the racing quirk, and everyone says use your full quirks though, and me mostly Deku. And Deku would immediately like run, and he would use Ida's boosting quirk with Ochako's gravity and explosive from Bakugo. And he would immediately do it. So then he's like first place, Ida's second, and Bakugo's third, Ochako's fourth, everyone else in second place. And now they're having a little sparring match, and they say, first one to get the person out of the arena or immobilize them wins. And this checks in combat, because this is a new one I'm adding, because I always add that when my waves. So then it's first Bakugo versus Deku for like this little sparring match. So then Bakugo tries to use explosions, and he actually rips off Deku's arms, one of them. And he tells him that, Bakugo, why you did that? And he says, the nerd can immediately regenerate his hand, and he sees that his arm immediately regenerates. And Bakugo would try to use that again, and it immediately is stronger, so it takes like a few more explosives. And he's actually just walking really slowly to him, though. And he immediately uses his Bakugo's explosions. No, he would use the gravity quirk, though, and he would use Ida's engine quirk to actually kick Bakugo in the face. And he's still floating in the air, though, he's spinning. So then he would say release, and he would fall, and Deku would actually save Bakugo from falling in the game like a big, like, bloody bruise. But he's a little bleeding, but, like, it's nothing serious. And Bakugo, he said, Bakugo, you have lost like a little pussy, and you have lost against one person only using 4 of his quirks. 4. You are a little bitch. And Mineta's saying, well, that kid can copy quirks, so that means if we if we find somebody with a shape-shifting quirk, he can do some pervy things by shape-shifting into them. And Deku, tells Bakugo that he didn't even use all of his quirks, though. And he didn't show his wings yet. His Disses, his Sludge. Actually, he has 7 quirks, so Dis of Destruction, Ink of Eradication, Gravity of Gravitation, Explosion, Death, Small Gravity Floater, and that's it. And Bakugo would get furious, because then he would actually explode Deku's, like, little tentacle thing off him, and it would turn to dust immediately, and Bakugo is, like, falling a little bit, but he's not, like, really serious. He's, like, a little, like, it's like, you know how people, like, WWE wrestling, he's like that. And Mr. Aizawa says that, Deku, you have great combat, but you lack into serialization, because you didn't use all of your quirks. And he tells Bakugo that you're arrogant, a little bitch. So let's check. He actually concussed in this one. So he says, you're arrogant, a little bitch, snot-nosed brat, you think you're better than everybody. He's telling everybody everything everyone knows. And he's just saying that to Bakugo's face. And he's immediately deactivating Bakugo's quirks, so if he tries to explode him, though, to blow off his head or something. So then, everyone start laughing a little bit, though, and Deku's not laughing, and Ochako's not laughing, though, and Mineta's not laughing, because Mineta knows that if he laughs, he's screwed us. Bakugo will shove those balls down his throat, no homo style. And, it's everyone else, though, and he would tell everyone to get a symbol and just go, and they do, and you know that kid with the lightning quirk, though? Everyone would actually be around Deku, because they want to check to see how many quirks can he copy, though, until, like, he's full. he can take infinite quirks, so like he can just copy everyone's quirk in the world, and then he becomes all for one, but like good version of him. And he actually copies somebody from on the streets that he actually likes taking notes of people's quirk though, and he would actually make some money off the side. So like after he gets home, he would train a little bit, then go on the streets and like do cool tricks stuff for everybody. And like he would get money though for it, like a few cents though, like $25, not $25, but like the biggest money he has ever got. For 1 week, he's been working on that, and he would get like $120 because he didn't want to use his mom money because he actually wanted to work for it, and he got $120 under those 7 weeks. And this next day, so Mr. Isaiah tells him that he tells him that everyone has passed and stuff like that. Nobody's suspended, and like they would Mr. Isaiah would ask Deku that he copy any more quirks though. And he tells him that he only copied the shape-shifting quirk. And that's it. And he would just write shape-shifting quirk beside morphosis. Because he has like... And Mr. Isaiah would ask him, did you absorb any more? And like he would say, nope, I can't remember anymore. And he has like tons now quirks though. So... Manel would ask Deku, does he have a shape-shifting quirk? And he would say, yeah. When they're training, and he would say, well, can you shape-shift your body to like a girl? And Deku would say, yeah. So then he turns into a female Mineta, and everyone starts laughing. Even Mr. Aizawa laughs, everyone's laughing. And even a little, even Ochaka's laughing though. And he says, oh, Mineta. What will your sister think? Oh wait, I am your sister. And like everyone starts laughing more, and Mineta's just Mineta's like a little laughing with them because it's hilarious. And then Mr. Aizawa immediately says that okay, we should knock this off though, and they say okay. And when he did when he used his shapeshifting quirk to turn his arms like a cool pick, like a scythe. His arm's now stuck like that for a while, and it's taking a while to get back out of that though. So he's like forcing his. So each time he tried to rip off his arm to like get the fist thing, the hook off of him though, it would just immediately regenerate back though, and that dust stuff is really weird to like compliment. I'm actually gonna watch Max Steel after this. Let me just step up my controller. Yeah, I was watching r/Tablet. Deal it, bitch. And, after this one, they actually, everyone's walking home now after this day, and next one's actually gonna be, the next day is gonna actually be the cool, where they get their costumes, though. Yeah, and, Deku's walking with, Deku's walking with Ochaku and Ida. And Ida said that was hilarious what you did to Mineta, and he said, yeah, he should have not been a pervert, though. And, they would say that, how many quirks do you have so far? He says, like, around, 7. And, do you have Mr. Aizawa's quirk? He says, yeah, I already copied his, though. And Ochako would try to use her gravity quirk, though, and he immediately stops it. And she would try to use it, but, even while Deku looking at her, though, she would say, wait, why is my quirk not working, though? And he says, oh, yeah, my quirks do, when I copy a quirk, though, it does get, upgrades severely, really good. So let's say if you have, a teleportation quirk, you can only teleportate where you have been. Mine would immediately upgrade so you can teleport anywhere you want in the known anywhere. And he immediately, tries to deactivate it, so it does. And Deku is, Ida would say that, so let me get this right, you can copy quirks, and can you, how do you get all these quirks anyway, though? And he would say, well, when people try to fight me on the streets, or people would, ask me questions, I high-five them to copy their quirks, though. And I already copied your quirk, Ida, and he would see, Ida's engines, and he would say that, so, let me get this right, so your abilities are, let me just try to find a picture of him. So they would see this big, this little blue scar mark right here, like all those blue things on him. And they would ask, "What are those things?" And he would like say that, "Oh, those things allow me to change my powers." So like he would like actually like he would ask Ochako to actually like gravitate his whole entire body, and it only worked for one part of his body. And she says, "That's strange. Why does it not work for my entire body?" I mean, that's strange. Why is it not working for your entire body? And he said, "Oh, remember the gravity quirk you have though? I upgraded it, so that means that I can control like how much gravity I'm forcing myself." And he would see that he changed his feet to Chaco's feet. It's weird. So he changes his body parts to anyone's body parts. So he's Chaco's feet though, and he says, "Your feet are small." And Chaco says that my feet are not that small, and they start talking though, and it's getting low. They say, "Well, we should go home." So he like flies in the air, and he gets home, and this one we're gonna have to leave out here because I'm actually tired. I want to just see some Max Steel. That shit's so good. I'm actually gonna leave a link below for my Discord and a playlist of Max Steel if you guys want to see some of it, and some Morphos episodes. So like I will only leave the Morphos episodes. And I will actually tomorrow I'm actually gonna post a what if Deku. I'm actually gonna do a second part of this. This video gets really good. I'm gonna do what if what if Deku had Spadella's powers, or what if Deku had what if Deku had Arthur's powers of like the Dead Eye, really good tracking and stuff. Or like fusion, where you can like combine with people and create good fusion. The F in AF. Still human. Fan. Oh, that's weird. And I'm actually gonna continue on with this a little bit more. And yeah. So let me tell you a little bit backstory about Morphos. He was created to actually like guard the universe. And this guy actually, this villain actually combined his DNA with him so he would learn everything. And it's weird. He like has a weird ability. And this guy, he's crazy. He's like actually he's like Mel Sonic. He's like Mewtwo but like wild Pokemon. And this is actually really good. The series is actually good. I thought they ruined the series, but like they have improved it really good. And I hope they continue on the series. But I think they ended it. And I hope there's a new season of it. But like, this is gonna be the end of here. This is the Shadow Master, and don't become Morphos, because you will have no dick out.